Home Plant Propagation Guide. Methods and key tips. Hello plant enthusiasts. Today in this video, we're going to guide you on how to easily propagate your home plants. Propagating houseplants is a delightful way to increase the number of plants in your home without the need to purchase new ones. Here we'll highlight some common methods and key tips for propagating houseplants. Plant propagation refers to increasing the number of plants by non-sexual methods. This process is often successful and very rapid because you don't have to grow a plant from seed to maturity. One exciting aspect of plants is that each of their cells can replicate its function and appearance, allowing you to create a new, complete plant by separating a branch or leaf from a plant and providing suitable conditions. It's evident that propagating houseplants won't always be successful, but with patience and trial and error, you can increase the success rate. By propagating your favorite plant, you can keep it with you forever since you've essentially copied your own plant. Additionally, you can gift your favorite plant to those you care about. Here are some basic principles of propagating houseplants. 1. Cuttings and young plants require more attention and care compared to mature plants. Any neglect, such as excessive drying or overwatering, can easily lead to the demise of your young plant. 2. Use appropriate soil if rooting in soil, and if rooting in water, use chlorine-free and mineral-free water. 3. Using growth hormone for rooting and propagation is an advisable option as it increases your chances of success, but it's not essential. 4. Throughout the propagation process, all tools used including knives, shears, pots, etc., and sterile. 5. Never expect 100% success. On the other hand, never be disheartened and regretful after a failure. If you fail, just keep going and don't give up until you succeed. Remember, plants love to propagate, and it's not like you're forcing them to do something they don't want to do. All plants love to propagate and preserve their DNA in future generations. Rooting and propagation in water or soil? Rooting is one of the fundamental stages in propagating houseplants. It's the process by which cuttings or young plants develop roots to sustain independent growth. Since these cuttings or young plants initially lack roots, suitable conditions must be provided for them to develop roots. This can be achieved by planting the plant either in fresh soil or in a clean water-filled container, which you change every few days. But which method is better? Generally, rooting in soil reduces the propagation stages, as there's no need to transfer the cutting to soil after rooting, unlike with water rooting. However, soil rooting requires more care, as you need to ensure the soil doesn't become too dry or too wet. On the other hand, some plants are not suitable for water rooting and must root in soil. Additionally, if you initially kept your young plant in water, you must transfer it to soil after the roots have emerged, which can be a delicate task and may damage the fragile roots. In conclusion, both methods have their advantages and disadvantages, and you should choose the appropriate method based on the plant and your circumstances. You can also perform both methods simultaneously to see which one yields better results. Now, let's discuss rooting in water and soil for propagating houseplants. Rooting in water for propagating houseplants. Rooting in water occurs more rapidly and doesn't require any special expense, making it excellent for those who don't have access to soil or pots. Water propagation is highly suitable for beginners or those with limited experience in plant propagation. Additionally, it provides the opportunity to witness the plant's roots growing live and enjoy the process. For this method, prepare a sharp and sterilized pair of scissors along with a clean container or glass of water. Trim a stem measuring about 10 to 15 centimeters, aiming to make the cut just below a leaf node, then remove the bottom half of the leaves from the stem. Place the separated cutting in the container of water and position it in a location with indirect sunlight. Change the water every 2 weeks to encourage the growth of new roots from the stem. Once the roots have developed adequately, you can transfer the plant to a pot. Rooting in soil. Place the cuttings directly into the soil. Depending on the size of the branch you've cut, bury it about 3 to 5 centimeters deep in the soil, firming the soil around it, and then water the soil. Remember never to let the potting soil dry out since the cuttings don't have roots yet. You need to ensure they have sufficient moisture. For this purpose, a plastic cover around the pot can help retain moisture. Just be careful that it doesn't come into contact with the leaves and never be exposed to direct sunlight. Requirements for propagating houseplants. Fortunately, you don't need any complex or special tools for propagating your indoor plants, and you can find almost everything you need at home. Essentially, all you need is a sharp pair of scissors and a pot with soil for soil rooting method, ensuring that all your tools are sterilized. For more effective results, you can also consider purchasing rooting hormone and a heating mat. However, buying these additional tools is unnecessary if you only intend to propagate a plant once. But if you aim for professional and continuous propagation of your plants, these tools can greatly assist you and you'll see the return on investment over time. Next, let's discuss suitable pots and sterilizing additional tools further. Suitable pot. A plastic pot with a diameter of 15 to 20 centimeters, filled with appropriate soil, is suitable for most cuttings. It's better to place the pot inside a plastic bag to create high humidity, which greatly aids in root development. Never place the pot in direct sunlight. For potting soil, you can use clean coarse sand or opt for a mixture of sand and peat moss. An equal mix of peat moss and perlite is also excellent. Vermiculite is another effective and lightweight material that can retain water and aid in root development. sterilizing tools for propagating houseplants. The pot or any tools you use for plant propagation must be thoroughly clean and sterilized. To do this, you can clean your tools and equipment with alcohol or household cleaners. If washing them is not possible, try exposing them to a temperature of 65 to 90 degrees Celsius for 20 to 30 minutes.